I'll get right to it. With all of the news, all of the games going on in the NFL divisional weekend, right? You saw the games. We saw the results. We see Ben Johnson has signed as the offensive coordinator from the Lions to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. There's been a lot of movement. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, rumored to likely get a job. I think it's kind of trending towards the Jets right now. Nothing confirmed. We'll keep everyone apprised on that. Caleb Williams, Strofe, I think you have all three of us on the record.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha!
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha!
He has a new head coach and an offensive coordinator that took the league by storm. Now, you can make fun of the Jameson Williams play in which he threw an interception to end their chances against the Washington Commanders, but he is the guy that the Bears wanted and the Bears got him. The Vikings showed that in the last 2-3 weeks, if you find a way to get pressure on Sam Darnold, he's going to be the Sam Darnold of old. So when I look at everything that's happened around the NFL playoffs, and now specifically for the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love need to take a step up. They have to be elite. They have to be elite. You know why? Because I think everything's back for the taking. Now, let's start with the Lions here. Dan Campbell, great culture guy. Brad, what do you talk about head coaches? There's culture guys, there's scheme guys. We know Dan Campbell is a what?
He's a culture guy.
He can build the morale and the team around him. Now, if he loses an offensive coordinator like he has in Ben Johnson, and if Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator, takes another job, that's going to be change. They're going to look different. They may still be a good team, but I'm not as scared of them with those two pieces being gone. The Vikings, I think we all kind of like, they have this run. It was fun and it was endearing. They're going to come back to earth. And Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator of the Vikings, is also looking at head coaching jobs. Now, the Bears, Ben Johnson. Great, wonderful, cool story. Guess who their quarterback is? Caleb Williams. Ultimately, the Bears are the Bears until they are not the Bears. Ben Johnson needs to overcome the organization of the Bears. Those are the other three teams outside of the NFC North. The Packers, the team of sustainability, the team that has Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur coming back after a weird year, right? Injuries, never hit their stride. It is for the Packers taking right now. Goody needs to go, I said it last week, he needs to get outside his comfort zone. He needs to do some things to bolster up this roster, not just continue to pick guys and, here we go, we're going to get young, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. There's an opportunity to take back the North and take the reins, not even of the North, but be like a true competitor of the NFC, because the Lions have to take a step back. They have to with the losses that they had at those two key coordinating positions. The Bears are the Bears, and the Vikings are kind of showing that they had some fraudulent tendencies. The Packers have made back-to-back playoffs and allegedly have a quarterback that can take them to the next level and a head coach that everyone believes in. It is a monster year for the Green Bay Packers because I truly believe they have this landscape of NFL freedom to take the North and go back to being the Packers that we all believe that they can be, but they have to do something about it. They have to take a step forward from last year. The losing to bad teams losing to good teams, it's for them. It is to me, that's the clarity I have. Despite the losses from the Lions and the Vikings, all I need to know is with all the moving and shaking going around, the Packers are bringing everyone back. GM, head coach, quarterback. The time is now.
You know what divisions you love in football? You love balanced divisions. You hate divisions that are top-heavy. Think about the Patriots all those years. Think about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. If you're any other team in the division, you basically are relying only on the wild card spot. The NFC North the last couple of years has been pretty top-heavy. It has not been balanced. You have the Lions that are always sort of king of the North. You have the Packers that are right there and the Vikings that are right there. And way in the basement is the Chicago Bears. But Ben, you're exactly right. What happened over the last couple of weeks is that looking forward now, this NFC North has become balanced. The Detroit's gotten worse. I think that the Vikings, they're either going to have to pay Sam Darnold or they're going to have to go with J.J. McCarthy, basically a rookie quarterback.
Doesn't scare me.
So they're going to come back down to earth. I think the Bears got better. I'm not particularly scared, but the Bears got better, and the Packers are maintaining. The result is you got balance. When you got balance, boy, everything is on the table. So I think that it'll be harder to get those wins against Chicago, But I think beating the Lions, beating the Vikings becomes more sustainable, more likely now. And I think that there is a clearer road to the NFC North title than there ever has before. Now, that doesn't give the Packers reason to just sit back and say, okay, we're good to go. They need to take serious steps forward because I don't think they're going to be the favorite going into next year. But no doubt, the division over the last couple of years has never been more open than it will be in 2025.
Okay, so I'll let you two talk. I was very silent. I let Ben give his nice rant, and Brad.
It's not even a rant. It's called opportunity.
Wow, should we be thanking you, Kyle?
Strofe, they use the word everything, right? Everything is in front of us, right? Everything. You know what everything doesn't include? Y'all talking about the lowest hanging fruits. The first lowest hanging fruit is what? Making the playoffs. The second one is winning the NFC North. You are talking about everything. When I think about this Green Bay Packers football team, the hell with the NFC North. I don't care about winning division. I care about winning Super Bowls. That is everything I'm focused on. So whether or not this division is here for the taking does not matter. Because guess what, y'all? When every team in this division had an opportunity to have the number one seed, which for the playoffs, the last time they had it, whether it was the Packers recently, or whether it was the Chicago Bears way back when, or whether it was the Vikings way back when, and whether it was the Detroit Lions this year, none of them were able to capitalize on having that number one seed and go and win a Super Bowl. That is what it's all about. So yes, will the Green Bay Packers have a chance next year to win an NFC North? Yeah, the Vikings are still going to be good. The Lions are going to take a little slight step back because change is something that you have to adjust to, but they might be playing their best football at the end of the year, and who knows what the Bears are going to be. But, y'all, I don't care about the NFC North. I care about this football team being able to compete and beat good football teams when it comes to winning a championship. In this NFC North talk, who cares? The Packers have shown that we aren't going to win a Super Bowl win the NFC North. The last time we won a Super Bowl, we were a 6th seed. It doesn't matter for us, man. I don't care about the division. I care about winning Super Bowl. So it's nice to talk about how the Packers are winning.
It's less about winning the division and more about looking at the opportunity for you to take a step forward in the division, then also take a step forward in the playoffs.
I don't care about taking a step forward in this division. I want to take a step forward to be the best team in football.
It gives you a better chance when you win a division to have a home game. Like
so you said.
It's less about winning.
It is. It's a better statistical chance for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, it is.
I just watched the Detroit Lions let
three
the
of the four of the teams remaining, you got a 1 seed and a 2 seed, and you got a 2 seed and a 6 seed. So to be 1 and 2 seed is helpful to get you on your way to the Super Bowl.
It's helpful, but unfortunately ain't helped my Green Bay Packers. And that's what I'm upset about.
That's their fault. Yeah, that's not every other team usually benefits from it.
So what you're telling me is not to use the history of Lambeau Field not having the mystique anymore of actually being a place that is a home field advantage in the playoffs that should put the Packers over the top to go to the Super Bowl. That just has not been fact. I just want y'all to understand.
We understand. It's a statistical. This is a statistical conversation, not a you feeling a certain way about the mystique being gone. This is every chance that you have as a Green Bay Packers franchise as a top seed, 1, 2, 3. It better helps your chances at actually going further, even as evidence to Brad just said this year. A 1, a 2, a 2, and a 6.
That's cool and all. And I understand that's logic, right? But unfortunately,
fine, be a 7 seed. Go on the road 3 straight times again. How did that work?
It's so hard to do.
The reality for my Green Bay
What do you want?
No,
you're just screaming. What do you want?
I want the Packers to be great, but I don't want us to focus on winning the NFC North. I want us to focus on being a true contender because winning the Super Bowl does not come through the NFC North. Newsflash, our division is boo-boo. It ain't as good as we think it is. Black and blue is because they get beat the hell out of. That's what black and blue is. It ain't because they good. Okay, so winning the NFC North is not going to prove that you are going to win a Super Bowl because if it did, the Packers would have more than one Super Bowl in the last 30 years.
But what winning the NFC North does, it means that you are beating teams in your division.
Got more than one Super Bowl in the last 30 years, 20 years.
Yeah, there you go. In 30 years, they've won 2 Super Bowls. But if you win your division, it means you have beaten the other good teams in your division, and likely you have beaten other good teams outside of your division. The one thing Packers couldn't do this year is beat the good teams.
Exactly that.
So if you win the division, if you have 13, 14 wins, it likely means you beat other good teams. It proves that you are Super Bowl ready.
800-990-3776. Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace, who is just an emotional wreck right now and not seeing things through a clarity of real life and just thinking, the Packers haven't had this break, this break, this break. The best path for the Green Bay Packers is to take back the division, beat good teams, win the North, have a better seed. So we're not having this conversation that we had this year of they were a 7 seed and had to go on the road. You don't want to be a 5, 6, 7.
I understand what you're saying.
And if you win the North, you're likely beating other teams. And let's just say this: the North is going to be good again. Just because I said the Lions are going to take a step back doesn't mean they're going to lose 10 games now.
I understand, but we've been there, done that. Like, we've won the North, and we haven't gotten exactly
Not
what
with
we
Jordan
want.
Love.
So you prefer to
Not
go
with
wild
Jordan
card.
Love. You're living in the Rodgers era.
I'm not-
You prefer to take the wild card route.
Yep, sounds like it.
What you got to understand is that I don't put an emphasis on winning the NFC North. I just want this team to win football games and be good football teams. And with that, if it comes winning the NFC North, great. That's what I look forward to. But my focus is not on putting up no fake banner for the NFC North.
Nobody's putting up a banner. It's putting them in the best situation to be successful in the playoffs.
And listen, if that comes with it, great. But I don't want the focus to be winning the NFC North. I want the focus to be putting together a roster that can truly be a contender to actually win a Super Bowl year in and year out. That's what I want the focus to be. If
Guess what all the dynasties did? They won their division and won Super Bowls.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the New England Patriots. So sorry that we're trying.
The Chiefs don't care about the AFC West. They sat out there and
they care about home games.
They literally tanked the last game against an AFC West rival.
Yeah, because guess what? They already had the 1 seed.
Yeah, they already locked it up.
What are you doing right now?
No, I'm telling you.
You are making yourself try and spin zone something.
I'm not spinning
You want the Packers to have a great roster list. Yes, that's exactly what we're saying, but you're so blinded by the fact of the way the Packers have lost in the past.
Yeah,
you can't move past that.
When you use the word everything and talking about everything is for the winning for the NFC North, I don't care about everything being for this up for everything for the NFC North. I don't care about that. Like, if you take care of business, the NFC North is a given. I want the focus to be in other places.
Hasn't been a given the last 2 years, and the Packers haven't gone further than you wanted them to be.
No, that's true. That's true because they weren't good enough, period. But the NFC North did not determine whether or not a football team's going to win a Super Bowl.
See, you're getting so caught in the NFC North part that you're missing what winning the division and setting yourself up can do for this team consistently as you look at all the other great teams that have done it over the last 20 years.
Well, when I see it, I can believe it. But right now, the Green Bay Packers.
Honestly, I don't know what you want other than the perfect roster that you can build in Madden right now.
No, I don't want a perfect roster, but I want a legitimate football team that has a shot. And unfortunately, the Packers have not been.
You're the one who screamed to the high heavens all year that we had that. Now that you realize we didn't, you're changing your narrative.
Any given year that the playoffs start.
Yeah, you are.
No, I want to get to Brad. But what I realized as I was taking a shower maybe yesterday or the day before is that I was an idiot. I was foolish because I said last year at the beginning of the year against the Eagles.
I'm the problem.
I said the thing that was most important was what, Brad? The Packers playing their best football at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And so I tried to trick myself into thinking those last couple games didn't matter, but at the end of the day, I knew deep down inside that the Packers were not playing their best football, which I knew was going to be a
809.